Hey, it's your boy DJ Wolf here. I happened to be driving today, and I saw this white guy. This is a true story. It just happened a little while ago, and I meant to take a picture of it. He had something on his tag that said, and I thought it said engineer. It said, in ear, like nig ear, something like that. And then I thought about it, and I looked at it for a second. He blew his horn and he started waving towards. It looked like he was waving at me, but wasn't directly. Did like he was waving at anybody else. So I just happened to see a tag, and I saw a tag. I was like, "This motherfucker here," and it reminded me. I wanted to bring up the subject about Trump, not Trump, but Charlottesville, that happened a year ago, where this racist white guy just ran over this girl, white girl, and killed her with no regard to life at all, just because of his deep hate of people of color, or people of anything beyond just color or religion or whatever, or sexual orientation. Now, with that being said, they're having a 1-year rally right out here in the district. I think it's next week sometime. I don't know. Don't care. Nevertheless, Metro down here, the local transit authority, was going to have a separate rail service for the white supremacy groups. And I'm like, really? So basically, you actually are going out of your guys' damn way to protect those guys from what? People you've been harassing, people you've been beating up, people you spit at, raped, pillaged, hung for 400 fucking years, and you're going to protect them? Really? Yeah. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'm hoping they don't go through with it. I heard that they're mulling over about not doing it at all. They shouldn't do that they shouldn't be. I'm like, really? I know you're not going to protect the regular protesters. Why the fuck they get any special treatment? And I've noticed that too over the years. It seems like the ones who get the treatment like that are the guys who do the most dirt. I've been noticing this for a very long time. And for me personally, it just gets under my skin. The election of Donald Trump allowed racism to run rapid like never before outside of the Obama years. And like I said, I admired Barack Obama. I did. What I didn't admire is the fact that he never really stood up against racism. At least not when it comes to African Americans. He never did it. He never did it. He never did it. And I think he could have set the tone to invoke change. Not just by his mouth either. He really could have. He made no effort. He made no effort at all. One other thing that I wanted to talk about, and I was thinking about that. I haven't seen part 2 of this yet. Paramount Network, who I give credit for putting it out there. They did a documentary. I don't know if it's a 2-parter or not. Well, it's supposed to be a part 2 that's in my hopper right now that I'm going to watch. I haven't really said much about it, but it's entitled "The Trayvon Martin Story." That's currently on the Paramount Network. If you, it's probably in their on demand as well. It's a very good documentary. I don't think they well, I'll find out on part 2 if they actually focus on the dirt that was done by and they did a decent job of that, of George Zimmerman, because George Zimmerman is a guy who should not be walking the streets right now. Yes, I said it, goddammit. He should not be walking the streets, period. This guy killed a 17-year-old young man. And this son of a bitch, George Zimmerman, had the gall to sit there and say he was defending himself. No, you weren't, motherfucker. You wasn't defending yourself, you son of a bitch. You harassed that young man. The cops told you to leave him alone. Of course, the courts in Florida, out there in Sanford, would not allow the evidence of the audio to prove that George Zimmerman was stalking Trayvon Martin. They would not allow it. They considered it inadmissible. How the fuck you want to admit evidence, substantial evidence at that? I'm like, really? How the fuck would you not allow that evidence to be admissible? Now, let's be honest. It very well should have been. It very well should have been. There's no reason why that evidence should have not been allowed. George Zimmerman was as guilty as the days are long and the nights are short. As the sun is bright and the night is dark. He should have been found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. How the fuck can you evoke stand your ground when you're stalking somebody? That had to be one of the most botched up trials I've ever seen. Trumped up trial, because it was trumped up, so to speak, Trump. It was a trumped up trial from beginning to end. They trumped it where they were going to allow George Zimmerman to walk no matter what he did. How the fuck, and I'm saying it, how the fuck can you sit there and allow this motherfucker to literally walk when he stalked Trayvon Martin? I mean, yeah, I'm talking about this some 6 years later because I'm still upset about it. I was upset about it the first day I heard about it. I was mortified and upset about it when I actually saw the pictures of Trayvon Martin's lifeless body. I was very upset. I'm still upset about it to this day. There's no reason. There's no. But seriously, there's no reason at all that George Zimmerman should be walking. I'm sorry. I mean, that's just my opinion. I know people go, well, you threatened. No, I'm not. This is my feeling. I'm sorry. If that had been a white kid shot by George Zimmerman, I guarantee you George Zimmerman would be doing time right now. We all know that. And believe me, they would have saw to it that evidence, the audio, would have been admissible. They considered it inadmissible because he shot a black kid. But it would have been admissible if he shot a white kid. There's no doubt about it. They would have. They would have allowed that. It would have been, you would have heard it all day. It would have been open and shut case. And this, as far as I'm concerned, was an open and shut case, but they wouldn't allow it to be open and shut in favor of the family of Trayvon Martin. That was deliberate. Of course, it all became about money. They allowed them to sue. White supremacy don't care. The courts really don't give a damn. You know? It's just one Negro out the way to them. Here's the sad part. And it breaks my heart. He was just a kid. He wasn't still a kid. He was still a kid. Of course, he was a man. No, he was still a kid. How can this court system that local, state, and even the federal government and Obama allow this shit to happen. Because they look at him as just another statistic. That's what's heartbreaking. And I think about that for the last 6 years. I was in New York when, I'm telling you, they were ready to riot that day. I'm telling you, I was in New York the day of the verdict. Them people they were ready to play for keeps. You know, and I understand. Because I was upset myself. I'm still upset about it. I haven't stopped being upset for the last 6 years. George Zimmerman had a long history of doing criminal acts. He tried to beat up a cop and got away with it. Since the trial, he's had several run-ins with the law and beat the rap. He almost killed somebody on another incident that he was involved with. He tried to kill his ex-wife. You know, he involved all kinds of stuff, man. This guy, he just walks and walks and walks. You know, they actually had a GoFundMe fund for George Zimmerman, where they raised a ton of money for that guy, just so he can continue to walk. It's just ridiculous to me. I'm sorry. It's totally ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. You know, I'm sorry. The whole scenario with it is ridiculous to me. Well, guys like him can walk all damn day and, you know, without any repercussion or retribution. None. I don't get it. I get it, but I don't get it. I get what's going on, but I don't understand why, you know, guys like this fool get to walk, do dirt, and walk as though nothing happened. I'm sick of it. Where people like Obama, who was a Harvard scholar and taught law, allowed that to happen on his watch. Not just with Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, Jordan Davis, and a slew of others. Obama didn't do dick about any of it. Nothing. Nothing. His administration didn't do dick. Eric Holder, don't even get me started about him. You know, I tell you what they did do. Oh, you gotta keep calm, everybody. Yeah, keep calm and let everybody fuck you over. You know, this is the angry wolf. This is the angry side of me, where I'm fed up. Where, you know, and I know white people will use this scenario. Oh boy, you know, like I said before, Obama, and like I said, I have to blame Obama on that. Because like I said, that mess was under his watch. But I also do feel that under Trump's watch, Trump has, and he has a bunch of, and I recently heard about this. He has a bunch of black clergymen that's co-signed with him, especially that punk ass Daryl Scott from Cleveland, my hometown. And his church is actually in Cleveland Heights, from what I read about. How the fuck can you co-sign with this son of a bitch? He ain't part of the problem. He is the problem. I'm sorry. You know, politicians today ain't about shit. I'm sorry. This is my opinion. They don't really fight for the people like they're supposed to. And the ones that do, they fight for your money. or they fight if it's advantageous for them to get something out of the deal. That money and more. Or they don't fight like they're supposed to, like Democrats. That's another whole story. You know, I'm gonna tell you, I'm just to a point, and I heard some other people say it too. I'm not gonna vote anymore. I'm you know, voting to me now is whack. It is. It truly is whack. Voting used to mean something. It doesn't mean anything anymore. You know? For our people, we thought it did. And then jobs came through. Manufacturers made the money off of us. And what they do? They sent them jobs overseas. And what they do again? They turn the neighborhoods, thriving neighborhoods, back into ghetto land. And they've been that way ever since. Yeah. But by the other side of the coin, we didn't prepare. We didn't prepare. We just simply did not prepare. We didn't build. And that's what really hurt us more than anything. Because we could have took that prosperity that we were making and built. And we didn't. And we dropped the ball in big time. That's what hurt me. That's what really ticked me off too. Yep. We sure did. But I'm going to keep talking about this stuff. This evil stuff that's going on, man. Within our society, within our country. I got to. You know? It's just a big part of the problem. It's one of many problems we have. But it's gotten under my skin. Personally. I'm glad I had to share. I was able to share this with you guys because it's been on my mind so heavy. And I made this statement before on a YouTube video, which is the other reason why I brought up Trayvon Martin. I'm actually going to get ready to watch part 2 sometime this week. The part 1 was really tough to watch. I'm not going to lie. It was tough. Because Trayvon Martin could have been anybody's child. And I'm going to say this. I didn't say it before. But I used to be about all lives matter. Although I do believe all my lives do matter. But now I'm on the side of BLM. But the only thing about it is, with BLM, you got to be about Black Lives Matter, regardless of who killing your people. Regardless of who harassing your people. Black Lives Matter, regardless of who messing with them. Black lives do matter. And it should matter to us as much, and it should matter to everybody else. I will say that. But I think about that. I think our children, our black children in particular, are the most neglected children in this country. Yes, I said it. Yes, I said it. For a lot of reasons. You know, my son had to go to school out of state. Yeah, he had to. And paid 3 times more for the college than what he could have paid if he could have got in state. You know. Yet, if you are in state and you're of a different nationality outside African American, not only do you get to go in state, but they give you discounts. Oh yeah. Yep. I found that out too. But I think it's messed up though that our children here in this country are the most neglected. It's sad. It breaks my heart, man. I just think about that. And that's why I think on some level I don't really think Michael Jackson was the beast that people try to claim he was in terms of abusing kids. I don't think he was a kid abuser. At one point I said, I thought it was strange that he was doing things he was doing with kids, but I don't think that he really meant any harm by it. Think about the organizations that he involved. This guy gave away more money than any. Well, but again, there was a noted British comedian actor who was I think he had a kid show too. So I forgot the guy, Seville or Salai. Well, I forgot his name. Anyway, they say he was about that too. But they say he was abusive. But I don't really think Michael Jackson was. I don't think so. But nevertheless, we got to stand up, people. This is ridiculous. I know people talking about BIEs and all that. Shut up. Black identity extremists. Oh, so in other words, you're wrong for identifying your blackness. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. You can't identify with your blackness, but you want people to identify with your whiteness. And if you're black, you shouldn't be identifying yourself as black. You should be identifying yourself as something other than black. My grandmother was Jamaican. My grandfather on my father's side was Haitian. Okay. And there is rumors on my grandmother's side of the family that we did have white people in our family. So I'm sure I got part white in me too. But I don't identify with that. Not when the majority of my family was black. I'm black. I'm proud to be black. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. This is DJ Wolf. I'm out.